it water with the sheep in the box?
I've mentioned this before, but mostly as a part of a larger video, and I know a lot of people are simply unwilling to watch a half-hour long video simply in order to hear a single point, which I totally understand. So here we are, for the last and final time, my totally serious and not at all a meme theory on why conservatives are bad in bed. Now, obviously, this is very different, though admittedly not totally disconnected, from the phenomenon of conservatives having extremely weird hang-ups and fears around sex and sexuality, and I made a whole 40-minute long video about that a few months ago, so I guess check that out if you like. Now, today I'm simply going to briefly point out that based on their core ideologies and principles, conservatives are significantly more likely to be worse in bed than those of us on the left, using, as conservatives themselves like to, facts and logic, proving it, you may say, in the marketplace of ideas. To put it simply, the core principle of conservatism is an adherence to, and some might say a worship of, strict individualism and a rejection of empathy and kindness. Empathy is dumb.
Empathy is stupid. Balance. So, I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, empathy is dumb. The reason I say this is not because I don't have empathy for people. It's because you should not make policy based on who you care most about. If I did, I would take all of your money and give it to my kids.
Collectivism and community are dangerous and utopian, and the best way to conduct oneself is to focus on one's individual needs, ignoring or deriding the needs or demands of others.
The basic premise of socialism is, I'm here, I'm breathing, give me crap. Right? You have an obligation to care for me. I have a right to health care. I can force that doctor to go to medical school, expend $200,000, spend her entire life learning medicine, and then I can walk into her house and force her to provide me medicine. Socialism is rape, and capitalism is consensual sex.
Fuck you, I got mine, basically. As a result, if we assume that conservatives are likely to hold these positions in all aspects of their lives, that they consistently believe in individualism, or to put it another way, selfishness, then by definition they are more likely to be selfish and caring lovers who see only their own pleasure as the end goal. Well, I think you can see where I'm going with this. There is the possibility that they don't see these things as the same, in which case, what a surprise, conservatives are hypocrites who don't have a consistent ideology, but for the moment I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and entertain the idea that conservatives can consistently hold their principles across all areas of their lives. And of course, there's the varying ways in which conservatives clutch their pearls over any kind of rejection or subversion of traditional gender roles and or attitudes towards sex. Fragile toxic masculinity has a lot to do with this, since a lot of conservatives will genuinely try to argue that going down on a partner or making them come is bad or unmanly or something, even making shit up about it being unhealthy or unnatural to justify it. And these ideas were perpetuated by a right-wing obsession with gender roles, in much the same way as women being vulgar and talking about mutually enjoyable consensual sex goes against conservative values, and of course was drawn into sharp focus when Ben Shapiro recently implied that his wife never gets aroused around him and refuses to use the word pussy despite repeatedly using slurs to refer to marginalized people and repeatedly attacking and misgendering trans people.
Whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. Hold up. I said certified freak 7 days a week. Wet ass P-word. Make that pullout game weak. Yeah, you effin' with some wet ass P-word. P-word is female genitalia. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass P-word. Give me everything you got for this wet ass P-word. Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. This P-word is wet, come take a dive. It continues along these lines. And it gets significantly more vulgar. Like, a lot more vulgar. This is, guys, this is what feminists fought for. This is what the feminist movement was all about. It's not really about, women being treated as independent, full, rounded human beings. It's about wet ass P-word.
But I guess talking about female genitalia in such a vulgar manner is significantly worse than inspiring a mass shooting, which he did, by the way, because at least he was polite whilst doing that. As a result of all this, conservatives are, in general, significantly more likely to be selfish in bed, unable or unwilling to pleasure or please their partners, insecure in their gender roles, and view women talking about enjoying sex as abnormal, and through implication, unacceptable. In essence, the pure Randian ideal of the conservative individualist is going to be a selfish, disappointing fuck. By contrast, the leftist lover is empathetic and believes wholeheartedly in the equal distribution of all resources and fulfilling the needs of all people. The motto of the leftist is, and has been for a very long time, from each according to their ability, to each according to their need. Leftism's primary focus is on ensuring that everyone in society receives that which they require to live a decent, happy life, and that the most important entity, rather than the individual or the value of selfishness, is the collective and a focus on others as well as oneself. himself. Therefore, the communist lover is more likely to be a selfless, considerate lover who cares deeply about their partner's pleasure as well as their own, and is deeply concerned with making sure that all parties involved are happy and satisfied with the experience. Now, this is simply a theory, a sex theory, and is of course based entirely around generalizations. Obviously, it's far from scientific, and is mostly just a tongue-in-cheek little joke really. However, I have yet to be proven wrong in this regard, especially since I've been sleeping around quite a lot as a single man, and until I see evidence to the contrary, this is my belief, and logically it does make sense to me given the principles of each movement. Either a conservative is good in bed, or they are ideologically inconsistent. Those are the only two options here, but the fact that they seem to think that women being aroused is abnormal, or that it's the norm for wives to refuse to have sex with conservative husbands, causing disgusting pigs like Dennis Prager to insist that they have sex even when they don't want to, for once I must commend them for being consistent in their beliefs. And I'm sure their wives would agree, they definitely are consistent in their beliefs, and as a result, Mrs. Shapiro, Ben Shapiro's doctor wife, almost certainly doesn't come.
Who listens to Ben Shapiro? Like, who hears his message and is like, yeah, I love this hateful fucking negativity this early in the morning. Like, he's so easy on the eyes. You know, a little midget with beady fucking black eyes spewing fucking negative shit. I mean, you don't get that bitter from getting lots of blowjobs or having great sex. I'll just tell you that. I'll just tell you that right now, okay? That is a prime example of a dude that nobody's fucking, okay? Man or woman. I don't know what he's into. I don't care. I'm not him. I'm not gonna fucking hate talk him. But that's just a fucking weirdo.